Hi, I'm Claire from Chancellor Coaching. Today let's explore the 12th card within the Major Arcana, known as the Hanged Man. Now right away, all we really need to remember with this card is that the spirit world is asking us to change our perspective. he's upside down, looking at the world through a completely different viewpoint, and that's exactly what this card is asking us to do. Knowing where the Fool has been on his journey through the tarot, we're now at a point where we're letting go of some of our old identity, some of our old limitations, and we need to take the time out to evaluate who we are and what we're going to do moving forward. The old tools, the old way is not going to work for us moving forward, and so there's a sense of vulnerability here on what does that even look like. So the Hanged Man here is giving us that time to evaluate, it's literally telling us to hang in there and do what you believe is right by you instead of doing what other people have been telling you to do, which is probably the reason why you've gotten caught up in needing this evaluation, is that you've got that habit of doing what other people say, or listening or giving too much emphasis on what other people say is important. So we need to resolve our expectations before we make a plan moving forward. In a relationship reading, this card is going to be a little bit, well, for me it would be quite frustrating that your partner is hard to reach out to emotionally, or maybe you're the one who's needing the time out and not needing to be smothered or having that clingy attachment energy. Like, it's that time to retreat so you can again evaluate what's important to you, what are your values. Again, in a relationship reading, this can represent somebody who's dragging their feet moving forward. Maybe you want to go and buy a house, or look at changing jobs, or look at, going on this holiday or something like that. And your partner is just dragging their feet and it's like, no, this isn't working for me. But the problem is, and the frustration comes up when they're not telling you what's important to them. It could be you or it could be your partner. But either way, the Hanged Man is telling us that we're really flipping life around upside down. I know this to be true because when I see the card, and I will go into more of the symbology, but when we look at the card and we see that his red legs, his red feet are up in the sky, the red is about being part of our root chakra and how we're grounded to Mother Earth. So, and then the blue is part of our mind and our communication, thinking clearly. And then the aura is our connection to spirit. So everything the Hangman is experiencing right now is upside down. And so in reverse, it's telling us that it's time to let go. It's time to surrender who we were in the past and actually sacrifice the time and energy to start taking action. It's time to move towards what you want. Again, that's in reverse. Upright, it's telling us, okay, hang in there, evaluate. Reverse is telling us, enough with the delays, know what you want, make a decision, move forward. So if this card is coming up in a health reading, there's a few things going on here. It can represent the issues with the knees, issues with the legs, and that's the fear of moving forward and worrying about what other people might think, feeling stuck in the judgment of, if I really did go out there, what would people think? I can kind of relate to that, being in my career of being a coach versus going into more of the spiritual realms and teaching other people about how to raise their consciousness, portals, frequency, past life regression. There was a while there where I really had to look at my perspective on life and how I put myself out there with that kind of message and that kind of content. I'm so glad that I have, and I feel uplifted and I know I'm living my purpose. But for a while there, it just didn't make any sense. To be honest with you, I was worried about my daughters and what would the other mothers think, and I was like coming out of the closet for a medium. Anyway, So in reverse with the health reading, this can represent a nervous breakdown. So there's that antisocial behaviour, the nervous system breaking down, not being able to communicate what's important to us. It can represent wrist issues, which use a level of competition. It can represent feeling stubborn to ask for support. It can represent needing to be in control, needing to be in charge, holding those reins and not delegating, not letting somebody else help. So that can weaken the wrists. It can represent elbow issues, whether that's a rash here or just joint problems, but that's how we maintain our personal boundaries. Think about being on a plane. How do you claim your space? And it can represent dementia, problems in the mind, refusing to accept the world as it is, feeling weak and not being able to fight your own battles. So that's it when it comes to the health side of things with the Hanged Man. Let's go into the symbology of the Hanged Man. As I've already stated here, he is wearing that blue. It's that calm assurance. He knows how to communicate. However, being upside down, it's the wrong way in the way that the humans are designed to work. We're supposed to have the red towards the ground. That gives us that universal flow, that energy connected to Mother Earth, that root chakra coming up to the blue. So everything's a little bit backwards. Again, we've got the red, and that's your connection to your connection to Mother Earth, being grounded. We've got the aura there, which is his connection to a much higher wisdom. We've got the green tree there, and the tree is telling us that our needs are being provided for. It's time to rest. It's time to enjoy. Leaning onto a tree and just giving yourself permission to recharge your batteries. But of course, with the grey sky, we're not quite sure how to give ourselves permission to do that. Just checking in with the team, is there anything else here? And so the message overall when it comes to the Hanged Man, in a reading, I would be saying, what are you resisting that if you didn't resist would create new possibilities? What are the decisions that you're holding yourself back from making? And let's explore, what are your values? What is important to you about moving forward? Because once we're really clear, we have that picture, we can start being grounded and create that and make that happen. So the Hanged Man, there's a lot going on, right? But ultimately, we need to change our perspective to help ourselves move forward. I'm Claire from Chancellor Coaching. I hope that's helped, and I will talk to you later.